Alright, and we are live. So, hello everyone. I am Roger, and I am going to do some Duolingo lessons together with you. So, yeah, this is my first live stream ever. I just tested it, and I hope the sound works, and the screen. I hope that the screen works as well. Yeah, I'm just gonna do some Duolingo lessons here. Why? Well, because I enjoy it. I enjoy learning languages. Actually, I've just put this pile of booklets of dictionaries as a, as a little background, so you can see how many of these books I've bought throughout the years. Well, I haven't really opened many of them. I think that all of that is just an example of me being enthusiastic about learning a new language, and then I find one of these more exotic languages in a bookstore, and then I buy it, and then that's not a way to learn a language, at least not for me. Duolingo is actually a good basis, at least. I'm not going to say that you can learn a language and speak fluently that way, but I have at least started many languages in this way, and as you can see in this list here, yeah, some of them I've started just like Chinese, but then I've just actually started a real course, I'd say. I mean, a real course in the sense of going to a language school, or during Corona it's all remote obviously, but I've just started this HSK Chinese course at the Confucius Institute. So yeah, actually I started at level 2 in this case. I did also buy the level 1 books. Which in fact I have just I went through myself. I bought them anyhow. I bought them online, and then I went through the standard course level 1 myself in a week, so that I could start the HSK 2 levels in a class together, because I thought I had already taken quite some Chinese course lessons on Duolingo. So I thought, okay, I'm just gonna challenge myself and see if I can do that, because if you can see the screen here, these are all the lessons I went through throughout the past months, or I probably started this sometime last year. So I thought, okay, it would be a shame to go through the first lessons again and then spend 16 weeks on it, and at the same time not learn anything new. So okay, that's why I've started this Chinese course, HSK 2 levels, after some of these Duolingo lessons. Now I'm actually gonna see if this live chat works, because you can then also join me in that. So let's see if this chat works. I'm just adding something myself here, so I wonder how I should be able to see the chat. Yeah, I suppose that's just going to come out here. So I don't know if anyone is watching now. I think we have one viewer. I don't know if that is myself or another person. If there is someone, can you just type something in the chat here, so I know if this is actually working. This is my first time, so you would help me out in that sense. Hopefully then something comes up there. Otherwise this is gonna be a video later on that I can just leave on YouTube for anyone who just wants to see how I go through Duolingo lessons. These are all the languages I've started a course. So I've started many: Chinese, Russian, Portuguese, modern Greek. Arabic I only just started, so I also have a little book here to that I got for free. I didn't really use it to practice the alphabet, but Duolingo is quite good in that regard as well. Hebrew, I'm not too fond of using Duolingo. I can probably show you why. Turkish, I just started. Polish, I did for a little bit longer. Spanish, I'm quite confident speaking it. I haven't taken any Duolingo lessons. I just learned that on high school, and I've lived in Spain for 2 times, 6 months actually. Swedish, I started on Duolingo. And then I'm also trying to watch the news. By in Swedish, you have this show called Nyheter på Svenska. So Nyheter is like the news. På Svenska is like in easy Swedish. Italian. I have not taken too many Italian courses, lessons on Duolingo. I have, just basically done it as a test language. So as a test to see if I could learn to speak it without actually taking lessons. So I just started speaking it after watching the news and listening to music, and I think it's doable if you know some other languages from the same group. And in this case, I already knew Spanish, French, some Catalan, some Latin is of course more in theory, but at least a good grammar and vocab base for learning Latin, obviously. For learning Italian, and then a modern version of Latin. And Portuguese I've done the same. So maybe I can do the same with Romanian later on. But for now, why don't I don't know, go for Chinese? Why not? Okay. So I still don't know if this chat is working. I have no idea, because I've never done this. Okay, so let's see. I'm just gonna click on the market. Now this is the first time I'm doing Duolingo again after having started this, so it's interesting because now I've actually taken some lessons with a teacher. I'm just gonna zoom in here because I think it's useful to learn the characters if you can see them properly. So here I recognize a few. Gao.
Gao.
Dongxi.
Dongxi.
Dongxi. Okay.
Xi. Xie.
That's it.
Lu.
Unfortunately, so even though the matches are right at this level, at this point, they don't show you the meaning yet. I think it would be very helpful, but that's just my opinion. Like in this case, now I have to guess them. So we did see
Xi,
but it's not the best way of learning, I would say. For instance, like now, I would also like to see the meaning of
Dongxi
and of sea. I think it's wine or
Xi,
or west. Actually, I don't know. That's the problem.
Xie,
So I think this was one.
Nai.
Oh, no. Oh yeah, nai. So I think that's like nu nai. It's like milk. So this is milk, I think. One. So.
Xi.
Oh, there I'm making a mistake. That's a shame. Oh yeah, I'm not even reading it. Dong. Okay. Yeah, dong I think is the fourth one. Yeah, it says at the bottom. Okay. I am busy, please help me. So it should start with I.
我
Then we can say very busy.
很
This is very. And then we get
忙
Mang. And then please help me. So we need please first. I think it's this is more like a
帮
no.
请
Ah yeah, I think it's this one. Ting, and then
东西
So 东西 together is oh no, that's not true. This is help.
帮
Bang.
我
Wa again, me. So I and me is the same in Chinese. So that's easy. The rest is not.
东面
Wait.
西瓜东西
Right. Okay, so I'm mistaking the characters here. You see the one that looks like a bottle of it?
我很忙，请帮我。
Okay, this is the same sentence again. I am busy. Please help me. I'm just using the keyboard to speed up. So it would be useful to have it all on one screen.
些
请帮我点咖啡
Wait.
请帮我点咖啡
Drink a coffee. I'm gonna play it slowly.
请帮我点咖啡
Okay, please help me something coffee.
请帮我点咖啡
I don't get what the end here is. Maybe we can peek in the word bank to make it easier. Yeah, so it's just can I have a coffee please, something like that.
请东西
Right.
帮我点
Yeah.
咖啡
I don't know what this word Wodian is here. We're gonna see. Please help me order a coffee. Okay. So Dien is order here. Okay. Interesting. By the way, can I edit the name of this? Because now I'm just focusing on Duolingo anyway. Okay. So you can also ask me anything if you like. I'm just gonna change this title here to see, because now I'm just doing this on Duolingo. If no one is listening to this, I actually want to know. Yeah, you can tell me. If someone is now live, then if you are watching this, you can just ask me anything in the chat. This is the first time I'm doing this, so yeah, join me. Please help me order a coffee. Okay.
请我点
Yeah.
帮我点咖啡。你想买什么东西？你想买什么东西？
Okay. So 你想买什么东西? So you want to buy what? Yeah, this is like things. So here it's asking you to fill it out again.
你什么
Oh no, wait. You want to?
想
This is like the heart character.
买什么东西？
And alternatively, instead of clicking the word bank labels here, you can also use the keyboard. So 你想买什么东西? So for that you need to type it yourself. which is kind of hard. Yeah, it's we need 동시. It doesn't show here, so we need 동시. It's a bit different. Yeah. No. So I don't have 동시. I have dong, and then I need. Shit! I forgot the word for. I'm just gonna look up the word for things, because I want to be able to type it in Chinese. Now it's not this word. It was also, yeah. Right. C with an X. Okay, so now I'm gonna be able to type it. There you have it. So I'm gonna select the fourth one. Good.
我们想买东西。
Yeah. So now I'm learning it because I just looked it up using Google Translate, and now I know how to write it in pinyin, and that way it will come out as a character using my own keyboard. So this is what do we want to buy? No, this is not a question, it's a statement. We want to buy stuff. Or we want to go shopping, yeah. Literally, we want to buy things. Yeah, okay. So I think this is lesson 1 in Chinese. Well, I mean, not lesson 1, but my first lesson. So let's see if this is actually working for you guys. Can you say something in the chat to see if this is
请帮我买一些东西。
coming out properly? Okay. What do we have here? You can write something in the chat to let me know if you're listening, because that way I know if this is actually going live.
请
Yeah. So please help me buy things.
一
Something.
些
Yeah. So please help me. Now I have to switch back to English. Please help me buy something. Some things, yeah. Okay. 10 in a row.
这些鱼非常贵。
What was this?
这些鱼非常贵。
Okay, the difficulty is that I haven't done these lessons on Duolingo for a long time. So now it's asking me some words that I haven't heard for months. So the problem for me, and I think many people from Western languages, let's say in a European language background, have difficulty hearing a Chinese word and, putting it in the right box if you haven't heard it for a long time. So that's a tricky one. I'm gonna have to listen to it again.
这些鱼非常贵。
I'm gonna use the word bank. Okay, so
这些鱼贵，非常贵。
So she's saying this. These fish are very expensive. So this is literally these. This is fish. The character even originates from a fish, drawing. And then this is very, and this is expensive. So it's the same word order as in English in this case. My mother would like to buy a few things. Okay, so this is 我.
我
That's I. 的 to make it possessive. So my. 妈妈
妈妈想
which is wants. Then may to buy.
买
Oh, my, sorry. This is a few,
一些
I think. Yeah, and then things. 东西.
东西。
Cool.
我的妈妈想买一些东西。
So now I'm going to try and type it using the keyboard to practice it a bit more.
我
Just to
的妈妈
repeat for myself.
想买一些
Oh yeah, I don't know how to spell that. Yeah, maybe I do.
东西。
Okay, so now I'm going to use the keyboard. Do it again. 我的妈妈想买一些东西. Okay, I'm going to go to Chinese. 我的 Sometimes it doesn't allow you to type, so I have to do it again. Ah. 想买一些东西. So my mom wants to buy some things. Yeah. Ooh, tricky one. Please say something in the chat so I know that I'm not talking to myself. 这个 no. 这些 was it? No, I forgot fish. Oh no, I think it's you. Oh yeah, it is you. Okay. Oh no, I'm not going to be able to do this because I don't know are very expensive. I don't know it actively, only passively when I see it. So
这些
这些鱼
鱼
You don't have to mention are. You don't have to indicate the form to be. So you can leave that out. That's omitted. Ah yeah, right.
非常
Gay.
贵
Gui, not gay. Cool. So now I only know it passively, like recognizing the labels from the word bank, but it would be ideal to see it, to produce it actively. So to type it next time. So I have to try to memorize this. Je, she, lu, fei guan, gui.
请问这些一共多少钱？
Okay.
请问，
Excuse me.
请问这些一共多少钱？这些一共多少钱？
Okay. So excuse me. This is. I don't know. Excuse me. How much are these altogether? Ah, yeah. So excuse me, Qingwen. Just yeah, these. And then the next two characters are the word together. And then how much?
请问这些一共多少钱？
Yeah, sorry. Just Qingwen is like excuse me. Just is like these. Yigong is together. Duo shao tian, the last word.
请问这些一共多少钱？
Tian. Duo xiao tian is like how much? Alright, I'm gonna go through this a little bit faster to finish this lesson. Please help me buy some things. So
请我
no, sorry.
帮
Oh, yeah, it's just fine like this. So please
帮我
help me, literally. Buy.
买
My is buy. To buy in English is my in Chinese.
一些
一些 some
东西。
don't see things. So that one, look at the bear.
西东
So that's yeah, pretty tough for me because it's such a different language. Yeah, my daily goal. It's usually set. I mean, it's by default set on 50 points. So you need to do like 4 or 5 exercises depending on your bonus points. I think I'm gonna do some Russian. Okay, I haven't done that for months, so it's going to be a bit tricky. Where did I finish last time? Checkpoint 2. Okay, so I can do some family. Yeah, why not? I'm going to do a family lesson. In the meantime,
Где твои дочери?
oh, if you want to say something in the chat, feel free to do so. You can also just write test if you don't want to say anything, but just to know if this is working, because I've never done this. This is where are your daughters? Где твои дочери? Твой.
Она любит своего мужа.
She loves her husband. I would not have been able to guess Musha
Мужа.
without seeing the words in the word bank. So I did know the others. She loves her husband. So like Ona is she, любит, loves. It's even
Любит.
related to English love and German Liebe and many other Indo-European words. Swojego.
Своего.
Swojego is not so related. Mужа.
Мужа.
I don't know if it is. Maybe the M in man.
У нее нет дочери.
I have to play this more slowly.
У нее нет дочери. У нее нет дочери.
So he or she, verb, not daughters or to daughter. So let's see. Yeah.
У нее нет дочери. У нее нет дочери.
But what does it mean? She does not have a daughter. Okay, so yeah, it's like in Latin, like to her is not, right? So me est, tibi est in Latin, you say like it is to me, it is to you, which translates to I have or she, you have. In this case, she has or she doesn't have. To her, she doesn't have a daughter. She does not have a daughter.
Он любит свою жену.
Okay, similar to the first. He loves his wife, I suppose. He loves his wife. Where are your daughters? So it starts with the capital, so you already know this one.
Где?
But где is where. You omit the word for are, to be, form. You don't have to say that. Где твой?
Твои дочери. Мои родители не играют на гитаре.
My family does not play the guitar. My parents, yeah, родители. My parents do not play on. Wait, how should we say this? Play guitar. I think just like that. Because
На
is on.
гитаре.
But in English you wouldn't say that. Do not play guitar.
Ты хорошо знаешь своего друга. Ты хорошо знаешь своего друга. Ты хорошо знаешь своего друга.
Okay, so three is like to you. Хорошо, I want. Знаешь, like to know. Swojego druga. Swojego is your. Druga, a friend. So I do want to get to know your friend. Let's see. Oh no, I got the person wrong. Do you know your friend well? Oh yeah, so three is the person here, the subject. Хорошо. I'm so stupid. Yeah, хорошо is good or well as an adjective. I was mistaken with chce in Polish or Хочу in Russian. Хорошо is good or well as an adverb. Знаешь is the infinitive, to know. And then your friend, swojego druga. Our daughters like to read. Again, the capital is already giving it away. Наши.
Наши.
Дочери.
Дочери.
You can recognize daughters, and dочери is again from the same Indo-European roots. This is the case in most Germanic languages like English, German, Dutch, Swedish. Dochter, Tochter, Dotter, and daughter, of course. In many Romance languages, even though, French fille and filia Italian, Spanish hija are not good examples because they are using a different root. So no. And in many Slavic languages, like this Russian docheri, but even in Farsi, Dari, spoken in Iran, Pakistan, and even in Hindi from old Sanskrit, you have a similar word, like daughter. How cool is that, right? Our daughters like to read.
Любят.
Любят. And then читать.
Читать. Муж и жена очень любят друг друга.
This is going to be difficult to pronounce. Муж и жена отец любят друг друга. Oh. Муж и жена отец любят друг друга. Yeah, I don't know if I pronounced that correctly. Ich. Родители.
Родители.
Родители. So the O is often pronounced as A. Родители. I want to hear it again.
Родители.
Родители. Родители. Живут.
Живут.
Живут. I think that's related to Greek zoo, like to live and life. В Америке.
В Америке.
Alright. She does not have a daughter.
У
So to her.
нее.
Нее.
Нет.
Yeah. So to her is not a daughter. You don't have the indefinite article in Slavic languages, so
Дочери.
you just say the noun docere, daughter. To her is not a daughter. She doesn't have a daughter. I love my wife.
Я люблю своего.
So I love, the same word order in English. I never understand why the possessive pronoun for the first person singular, so my, is starting with an s sound in Russian in this case, because it sounds, it usually starts with an M in most Indo-European languages. So I wonder why that changed. I think in some other Slavic languages it does start with an M sound, but here it's swojego, so that's pretty confusing. No, I'm even saying it wrong. It's svoju.
Свою.
Svaju. Maybe swojego is. Well, I'm not gonna say that if I don't know.
Жену.
Let's see. She loves her husband.
Она. Любит.
Yeah.
Своего.
So svojego is her. So that's for the third person possessive, third person singular. And whereas for you is for the first. So my is for you. And then svojego is her or his, I suppose.
Мужа.
Alright, so after having finished those lessons, exercises, you always get 2 difficult ones at the end, if you did well. Your parents love you. I don't know how to type this in Russian. An even bigger problem is that my keyboard is not that clear in Russian. Tvoi. So I have to search for it first. I don't know. This is not an option. So I'm gonna skip them. Because Ljubit, well, it's gonna take forever to type that, so I'm gonna skip them. There's no word bank in those difficult exercises at the end, so that's a shame. Tvoi. So this is very similar to other Indo-European languages. So in many Germanic languages and Romance languages, in this case, really, you have a t or d sound for possessive words, for second person singular, right? So for your, you would say dir or deine auf Deutsch in German. In Spanish, tu. For possessive, also in Italian, tvoi, tuoi, or something like that. In French, informal at least, te, ton, ta. So that's also the tu here in tvoi. So that's useful, even though the first and second person singular, so my and his or her, starts with s, which I think is very different. So tvoi raditili, so parents, don't forget always pronounces a. Ljubiat, so third person he loves, third person plural, they love, you, tebia. Yeah, same question. I don't think I can skip it. Ah, no, you can't. Okay, so I'm gonna cheat here. Because otherwise I cannot finish the exercise, it seems. Yeah, it's the same one. I don't know how to skip this otherwise. Ah, okay, so Nathan, I just saw that you wrote something, so it is working. That's cool. Alright, so what can I do? I've just done Chinese and Russian. Now I can do some Portuguese, which is gonna be way easier. So the thing with Portuguese is that because it's so similar to Spanish in many ways, not in pronunciation, but in a lexicon, so words and semantics, in meaning and in grammar and syntax, it is also a test language for me to learn without actually taking lessons. You can see that I only took 1, 2, or 3 lessons or whatever on Duolingo. So basically I skip this and then I go to the stories, and in this story section you can find these sets of stories, and as you can see I've already completed the first 4 sets, but now I cannot click those, they are grayed out. I don't have access to this story yet. I need to earn more crowns to unlock it. So to be honest, I feel very bored to take these lessons, but I just realized that I can skip those and go to the checkpoint. Now my problem will probably be that I can recognize a lot from Portuguese but not actively produce it, so I might be able to understand some description of I don't know, historic times when reading a Wikipedia page or when visiting a museum, but I can probably not say correctly how I want to order a coffee or buy something, because me faltan las palabras. I don't have the words. That was Spanish, by the way, not Portuguese. So I'm gonna test out.
Daniel, não come carne.
To understand is always easy. But to produce this sentence is already more difficult, because I would have to know that now is written like that. So here I can guess that Alice is they, so I can guess that it's not mos, because that must be the we form, This is tu, I. It's probably this one.
Eu peço peixe.
I fish, I would say. Okay, obviously when you hover over in an exercise it will show you, but now it doesn't. I order fish. Of course. Okay. Su uma mulher. Well, if you're listening now, I don't know who is watching this, but you
Boa
can
tarde.
say good afternoon to me or something else, just so I know if someone's listening. Eu corto a massa. So I am cutting the apple. Yeah. So corto. I don't know Portuguese very well, but like in many Romance languages, the first person singular verbs usually end on an O. In Spanish, in Italian, I think in Catalan, but in Portuguese too, not in French.
O gato come o pato.
Okay. The cat eats the duck. Look at the bear, especially now. I love that. Okay. The girls are frying the potatoes.
Sofia come chocolate.
So this stream is the first time for me. So I would love to know if it's working.
Ela come peixe.
If you would like to know something about learning languages, you can ask me anything, and I have lots of experience learning languages, so I'd love to help anyone out. But sometimes I have to check here to see if you can. Feel free to ask me anything here about learning languages. As gatas bebem leite. Oh wait, I'm not even paying attention to the exercise, right? The farm, not the house.
O tigre bebe água.
Someone's drinking water?
O tigre bebe água.
I don't know.
O tigre bebe água.
Chicle.
O tigre bebe água.
Chikri? I don't know. The baby maybe. Chikre. Yeah, right. So in Brazilian Portuguese, I think you say chikre for like the tea. So the tiger drinks water. Os livros.
A borboleta escreve livro.
Someone is writing a book.
A borboleta escreve livro.
So, I don't know. Borboleta?
A borboleta escreve livro.
I don't know. The butterfly is writing a book, of course. Oh, I don't know. Egg. Maybe it's this one. I might have seen it. I used the wrong word. Oh wait, I wrote twice, so the article, because I already wrote it here. So then I lost all my lines here. Which is shitty, because that means I have to go through every of these exercises, and some of them might be a little easy.
Oi.
Again, feel free to ask me anything. Oi. Oi. Like, I'm really curious to know where you are from as a listener, or what languages you speak or want to learn.
Tchau. Boa tarde.
So ciao obviously sounds very similar to Italian. I think in Romanian they also use it, and some other languages as a loan word, but here it's spelled very differently, right? Ciao. Boa tarde you can recognize from Spanish and other Romance languages.
Boa tarde.
Boa tarde.
Ciao. Bom dia. Ciao. Bom dia. Ciao. Bom dia.
So this is a bit boring now. Let's go through this quickly.
Oi. Sou. Eu.
So this is all very similar to Italian, Spanish especially. So I'm just gonna finish this. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna need all these crowns to actually move on, but I'm gonna leave it at that for Portuguese. I've done Russian Chinese before, so next maybe we can do Greek, Swedish. Let's do Swedish. Still curious to know who is now actually watching this video, because this is my first time doing this, and I'd love to do it a bit interactively. If you have some
Jag brukar ta en öl på kvällen.
If you have some questions about learning languages, or maybe you are learning languages that you want to share. I am learning Swedish and many other languages using Duolingo and in many other ways. So I'm like in Swedish, I'm also watching the news for beginners. So let's see what they ask here. Jag brukar ta en öl på kvällen.
Jag brukar ta en öl på kvällen.
Jag brukar ta en öl på kvällen. I usually take or have a beer in the evening. So that's what you can choose from here. Jag is I.
Ja.
Brukar is like usually, because it's like it's like a use. So usually ta is like take or have.
Ta.
And then en is a, öl, beer, på, at, kvällen, evening. So I usually have a beer in the evening.
Artisten förbereder sig för att sjunga.
So the artist is preparing for the song. Prepares to sing, sorry. It's the verb, not the noun.
Sjunga.
Sjunga. I think the pronunciation is very different than in English.
Sjunga.
Sjunga. I mean, you can clearly see that the words are related in terms of lexicon. You know, the writing and are obviously related. Looking at the S and then a vowel and N and G after. But sjunga, any of these words starting with SJ in Swedish are pronounced like that. It's very weird to me, having a Germanic language background myself.
Artisten förbereder sig för att sjunga.
Artisten förbereder sig för att sjunga. So you can always repeat it for yourself, even if it's not a pronunciation practice exercise.
Du är bra på att sjunga.
Du är bra på att sjunga.
Han är här för att arbeta.
Han är här för att arbeta. He is here to work. You can see this is very closely related to English. Han, he, är, is. I mean, in English you already know are, här, here. Very closely related. To, as in for, work. Att is just before an infinitive. Arbeta is work.
Jag vill veta när du kommer hem.
I want to know. Jag vill veta. När is when. Du, you. Kommer is are coming. Hem. Closely related to home.
Du vill arbeta i Sverige.
You want to work in Sweden. Du vill arbeta i Sverige.
Mamma går till affären för att köpa äpplen.
So mom is going to the shop to buy apples. to the store to buy apples. I'm just going to type it.
Det är viktigt att tvätta sig varje dag.
So it's also a little bit more challenging for yourself if you don't see the words from the word bank. Det är viktigt att tvätta sig varje dag. So it's important to verb yourself every day. So tvätta, what is tvätta? The new word here indicated in yellow that it's new. It is important to verb yourself every day. Tvätta. So in this case you could use the word bank or just hover over the new word.
Tvätta.
Yeah, of course. To wash yourself. I could have known that just because it's true.
Behöver du köpa något?
Especially during Corona times. So behöver, do you need? Oh wait, do you need to buy something?
Behöver du köpa något?
I think I'm writing the last word wrongly.
Behöver du köpa något?
I think. Wait, I'm gonna have to check the word bank. Oh yeah, I did write it correctly, I think. Except for the S in köper. So there you hear an S, but you don't write the S. So köper, to buy. Yeah, I forgot to remove the R from the infinitive köpa. Yeah, and you need the A rather than the E.
Hon ser ut att behöva tvätta sig.
He looks like, he sees.
Ser ut.
So he looks like he needs to wash himself. Wow, that's a lovely sentence. Oh, sorry. And herself, of course.
Hennes moster vill köpa ett nytt hus.
So, is it her mother wants to buy a new house? Hennes moster vill köpa ett nytt hus. You can see that this doesn't make any sense because it was already highlighted in blue even before I tried to pronounce this. Her aunt, moster. Yeah.
De älskar att sjunga.
They. This is such an interesting pronunciation. You read it as de or they, but they say dom. Listen to the first word.
De älskar att sjunga. De.
Dom. To me, dom is written as this, like the Russian house or the Dutch stupid. But no, dom in Swedish is de. So they is what it means. Love. To sing. So at is always the preposition going before an infinitive.
Killen verkar inte veta var han är.
Så killen verkar inte veta var han är. So this is doesn't know where he is. So the guy verkar really doesn't know where he is, I think. Killen verkar inte veta var han är. The guy does not seem to know where he is. So verkar. Verkar is seem. Yeah, okay. Killen verkar inte veta var han är.
Vill du ta en öl med mig?
This is an important sentence.
Det verkar ta flera veckor.
So here we get verkar again. So that's important to learn, right? To get acquainted with new words, to repeat it. And especially after seeing it 2 times or, reading it 3 times, to produce it actively yourself once after. Det verkar ta flera veckor. I think Swedish V is pronounced as V, which in Dutch or German or English you would write with a W. So det verkar ta flera veckor. They don't have a W, I think.
Det verkar ta flera veckor.
So they seem to take various weeks. Det verkar ta flera veckor. Oh, that is it. Det verkar ta flera veckor.
Det verkar ta flera veckor.
Det verkar ta flera veckor.
Jag vill inte arbeta.
I don't want to work. I think many people can relate to that. Feel free to ask me anything here.
Han är rädd för att behöva betala för mycket.
So he is ready to need to pay for a lot or something. And Anna is mad for needing to pay so much or something like that.
Rädd.
Afraid. Rädd. Maybe it's related to afraid. It's possible, words change over time, and Swedish and English are both Germanic languages, coming from the same root, Proto-Germanic. Han är rädd för att behöva betala för mycket. So he's afraid that he needs to pay for a lot. Han är rädd för att behöva betala för mycket.
Vi behöver veta mer om varandra.
We need to know more to change. Vi behöver veta mer om varandra. Sorry, it's not to change, it's each other.
Varandra.
Vi behöver veta mer om varandra.
Katten älskar att tvätta sig.
The cat likes to wash itself. Katten älskar att tvätta sig.
Jag vill inte behöva göra det.
I don't want to need to do that. Jag vill inte behöva göra det. All right.
Behöver du köpa något?
That was the one I had wrong.
Hon ser ut att behöva tvätta sig.
That I had a wrong before, so you get them at the end again. She looks like she needs to wash herself. So that's it for this lesson in Swedish. I reached my daily goal, that's great. Usually I don't. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not very good at doing the streak, as you can see. I only have a 1-day streak. I didn't do Duolingo lessons for ages, for months. These are the 4 languages I just did. If someone's watching, you can also suggest a language that we can go through together. I can do Greek or learn some Arabic. Hebrew is not so good on Duolingo, the audio at least. Turkish is very difficult too, same for Polish. Spanish is quite easy for me. Indonesian is generally quite easy, but very new to me. Romanian is very similar to other Romance languages like Italian and a bit like Spanish, French, Catalan, Portuguese. So, maybe it's interesting to select a language that is very different to your own, or very similar to your own, or that you would want to learn. I am Dutch, so I'm not going to do this. German is pretty easy for me because I've had it for many years, but Norwegian and Danish are also similar, but still quite difficult because I haven't taken many lessons in those languages. Especially Danish is difficult to understand because everything is pronounced, actually I should rephrase, only half of it is pronounced. I think Norwegian and Swedish is more similar. Generally I don't tend to do a similar language right after the other, so now I just did some Swedish lessons, so then it would be confusing for me to do some Norwegian and Danish right after, because then I might mix them up. So maybe I can do some French, I don't know, Italian. Feel free to suggest anything. I'd also love to know where you're from. You can write me there in the chat. Alright, Italian, let's go down. I've done quite a lot, as you can see. I don't think I've done them all, but I probably passed some checkpoints. Oh no, yeah, 2, I think I've done those. Yeah, so I'm somewhere here. Okay, so why not go for the imperfect, like the past, like the imperfect tense.
All'inizio lei prendeva il treno.
So at the beginning she took the train. So first, I would say, what is it?
Inizio.
First, she took the train. So this is about the past tense. Okay, so it doesn't accept took here. Always when I make a mistake in the first lesson, I always try again, because I'm trying to challenge myself to have a perfect score.
Mia nonna metteva i funghi nel forno per qualche ora.
Which means I'm cheating, obviously. But yeah, if I make a mistake later on, I'm not going to do that again. This is my grandma. Mia nonna metteva i funghi nel forno per qualche ora. My grandma put the mushrooms in the oven for a few hours.
Nonna.
So the past tense, I just did it. I'm doing it wrong again, probably. I was putting.
Metteva.
Yeah, I was putting. I have to. The mushrooms.
Forse qualcuno non ci credeva.
Maybe someone didn't believe it, or was not believing it. Was not believing it? Maybe someone wasn't. It's like double negation, so no one was. Let's see.
Credeva. Ci.
That's us, or it.
Ci. Ci.
Maybe somebody did not believe us, so it does want a double negation. Maybe somebody did not believe us, which is true. It is different than maybe no one. Well, no, I think it's the same. But ci translates to us here.
Ci.
Even though here it suggests us or it.
Lui parlava con te.
He was speaking to you or with you.
Con chi parlava tua sorella al telefono?
Con chi parlava tua sorella al telefono? I'm laughing because I'm thinking the people watching this now or later might be Italian themselves and thinking, okay, why are you ruining my language?
Non parlavano in inglese.
I think someone just joined in. Maybe you can tell me where you are from, what your native language is. I am doing these languages on Duolingo. This is Italian, obviously. I've done Swedish, Chinese, Russian before, and another one. Now I forgot. Portuguese. So you can tell me where you are from or what languages you are learning or want me to take lessons in on Duolingo now together. This is about the past tense, this exercise. She or they were not speaking in English.
Tuo nonno non ti chiedeva tanto.
Your grandma, grandpa, wasn't asking you a lot. So we can go through any language.
Lo zio ti chiedeva l'ora.
Or any exercise together, or any language origin, or do a little quiz. Lo zio ti chiedeva l'ora. Your uncle was asking you the hour, or for the time.
Qualche nave arrivava dall'Europa.
Some ships were arriving from Europe. Or various?
Qualche.
Some, yeah. Or used to come.
All'inizio lei prendeva il treno.
right?
Perché non prendeva l'autobus?
Oh, l'autobus, I didn't listen properly.
I miei cugini mi portavano allo zoo quando ero piccola.
To the zoo when I was little. Yeah, anyone listening can join me.
Da bambini credevamo a tutto.
Tell me where you're from, what languages you speak, or what language you would want me to take lessons in. As a child, we were believing everything.
Credevamo. Bambini. Da.
Yeah, it's plural. As children, we believed everything or anything.
La gente per strada chiedeva come andava.
La gente per strada chiedeva come andava. The people on the street were asking how it was going, come andava.
Mettevo i piatti sul tavolo.
Mettevo i piatti sul tavolo.
Quando ero piccolo, non mi mettevo i pantaloni.
I didn't put my pants on when I was small. Quando ero piccolo non mi mettevo i pantaloni.
È più facile di quello che credevo.
It's easier. È più facile di quello che credevo. It's easier of this than I thought. This is easier than I thought. È più facile di quello che credevo.
Prima il meccanico prendeva molto di più.
First the mechanic was taking too much. Prima il meccanico prendeva molto di più. Oh yeah, I used to charge a lot more. Prendeva. Okay, I didn't know because prendere I know is to take.
Quando arrivava il postino?
Quando arrivava il postino?
Da dove arrivava?
Da dove arrivava? Where was it coming from? Was she arriving from?
Dove ti portava il direttore?
Where was the director taking you? Dove ti portava il direttore? Or where would he take you?
Forse qualcuno non ci credeva.
Maybe someone didn't believe us.
Perché non prendeva l'autobus?
Almost making the same mistake again. So that was Italian. Okay, I'm gonna take a break for a moment before doing more languages. I've done 5 now. Italian, Swedish, Portuguese, Russian, Chinese. It's also important to rest. I'm gonna, I don't know, have a little break, get a drink. If you want, we can do some of these languages after. Esperanto, I can tell you about Dutch. I can also tell you about French and German a bit, but maybe if you are French or German, you can tell me something about it. I've studied Latin, but you know, on Duolingo I've just started it just for fun. Like I said, Danish, Norwegian, I can tell you something about the structure, but it's gonna be completely it's still a challenge for me. Not as much as Japanese, of course, or Chinese, that I'm taking languages in now at the Confucius Institute. Romanian, an interesting Romance language. Indonesian, relatively easy but still difficult. If you swap the flags upside down, I mean, if you turn them upside down, red and white, Polish is so much more difficult than Indonesian. Oh my god, the grammar. Same for Turkish, Hebrew, and Arabic. Greek, I've had ancient Greek, so I can tell you a little bit about it and read it at least, even though the pronunciation is very different. Yeah. So I'm gonna pause this for now, unless you have a question or suggestion about any language, anything, I would be interested. And if I don't know, I can still find out. That's what I would love to know. Love to do. Otherwise, I'm gonna end this stream and maybe come back a little bit later for more languages on Duolingo. Cool. Okay, thanks. Bye.